What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Quantum Comic, where we dive deep into the craziest corners of Marvel storytelling. And today, oh man, Spider-Man's got himself into something wild. We're talking new powers, cosmic nightmares, gladiator fights, and a talking raccoon with the financial discipline of a toddler in a casino. Yeah, this is that kind of Spider-Man story. So buckle in, because this is Spider-Man Beyond the Web, where Peter Parker wakes up from a nightmare, teams up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and ends up fighting for his life in an alien pay-per-view event. But before we start the video, if you're new to our channel, please subscribe, because your one subscription motivates us to create more amazing videos like this. Let's jump into it. So, our comic opens with Peter's nightmare, where he sees Aunt May burning in a fire and saying, even if you're a day late and $1 short. Peter's barely awake when the door slides open, and in walks none other than Rocket Raccoon, casually holding a massive blaster. Hey boss, didn't want to wake, but I heard the screams of existential terror. This a good time? Peter groans. I told you not to call me boss, Rocket, and also, knock. What's with the BFG? Rocket just shrugs, smug as ever. Knocking is for simps, and this baby's generally meant for people who disagree with me. Peter sighs, exasperated. Why are you here with a big freaking gun in the middle of the night? Rocket starts one of his trademark rants. You know how late-stage capitalism's a rigged game that punishes working-class guys like me who just want a quiet slice of peace and... Peter cuts him off, his voice tense. Rocket, cut to outer space, the ship drifting near a planet's surface. Peter yells through comms, what did you do? Rocket snaps back, I don't appreciate the tone of your voice, Spider-Man. Our story jumps across the stars to Skrid City in the state of Dinwicket on planet Galagus Otra. Peter's voice narrates over the view of an alien metropolis bathed in green light. He says, I don't get to travel much. Usually there isn't enough money, time, or guts to just step away from my responsibilities. Now, he's halfway across the galaxy, trying to hold it together. Rocket, as always, doesn't make it easy. He's deep in a heated argument with a tall, multi-armed alien, Dinwicket, a slick business-minded creature who clearly wants his money. Dinwicket hisses, do-gooding when you're deep in the hole is a poor choice, Rocket. The Black Order puts out a bounty, which means you've got an expiration date. So, where's my money? Rocket throws his paws up. Slow that roll, Dinwicket. I put down a deposit. I was working my tail off raising capital on Rel 17 when Squid had kidnapped. Dinwicket interrupts smugly. He was both inebriated and quite penniless when I acquired it, for science. Rocket snaps. Then this dork freed me and promised some payola for my pain and suffering. Peter adds under his breath, that's half true, not dork. Before it escalates, Peter, now in his new alien black and gold suit, steps forward. Can we skip ahead? Since you didn't blow us out of orbit, I assume there's some way Rocket can even up. Rocket snarls. Butt out, Humie. I do my own negotiating, then pauses and grins. Though, now that you mention it, looks like Spider-Man's just become part of Rocket's latest business deal. Our comic continues in the bustling alien city, and things are about to get weird. Dinwicket leans forward, grinning with those razor-sharp teeth. During times of intergalactic chaos, he says, the masses will pay through their breathing orifices for a distraction. He looks straight at Peter. Are you familiar with the concept of a pay-per-view event, Spider-Man? Peter stammers. Yes, I mean, I've never had the money to pay for a view, but Dinwicket interrupts with a sly smile. Your reputation as an A-class tardburger is written in the stars. Rocket can't help but smirk as Dinwicket continues. You have fans far from Earth who would love to see you and your comrades in a good-natured sporting event. He pulls up a holo screen. Betty wrestling. Peter just sighs. Betty wrestling. One of the aliens, a huge muscular being named Xanto, proudly flexes. Mine are the hands of a maestro. Ill-suited for pugilism, Peter mutters. Maestro? Really? Rocket teases. You love fighting, Xanto, more than Ray does. Xanto just laughs, a booming alien chuckle. I do not know this Betty. Why would I honor her by wrestling her? Peter crosses his arms, frustrated. In case you can't tell from his grin, we do not want this action. Rocket smirking. Fix this? You'll call me by my real name? Peter shoots back. I'd rather die, you slack-jawed backwater yokel. Finally, Peter gives in. If this makes you even, I'll fight whatever, so long as I don't have to kill it. Dinwicket's eyes gleam with excitement. Haha, if you insist. And just like that, Spider-Man's next fight isn't against a villain. It's against an entire galaxy's entertainment system. A massive arena roars with alien spectators. lights flashing, drones hovering, and the announcer's voice booming through the sky. Today's Dinwicket drop, brought to you in conjunction with Mojo World Incorporated. The crowd goes wild as a monstrous pink creature storms into the ring. The titanic Taclathian, Betty, the ground shakes under her claws as she lets out a thunderous roar. And her opponent, the announcer continues, the so-called hero of Earth, here in the 616. You hate to love him, the succulent Spider-Man. Peter sighs from the entry tunnel, muttering, close enough. Nearby, one of the Xantos Starbloods smirks. Typically, I'd wager against you in direct combat with a Taclathian, but Xantos Flexi Suit should give you enough protection and attack power. Still, concern flickers in her red eyes. Why do you take on the little one's debt this way? Peter glances at Rocket, who's watching anxiously from the sidelines. Because he needs help, and he's too proud to ask for it. She tilts her head, quietly asking, but why alone? Gator steps toward the blinding light of the arena, tightening his fists as the crowd chants his name. 'Cause that's who he is. He's Spider-Man, and he never lets someone else take the hit. Rocket calls out, "Excuse us, so what's the scam? You whipped the Rubes into a frenzy, and we capped Dinwicket?" Peter turns sharply. No. Rocket crosses his arms. You're right. His vaults are too tempting. Peter leans in, voice firm. We made a deal, Rocket. I shook like way too many creepy alien hands on it. I win this, and we leave. Rocket grumbles, but I still got my own thing going here. Peter cuts him off, sprinting toward the arena. I'm gonna go fight a giant space monster on your behalf before your greed gets all over me. Rocket throws up his paws. God, I hate Peters. I put down a deposit. Cut to the arena. The crowd's losing it. The announcer's voice booms. Spider-Man and his companion enter the arena to kick off our marvelous 2-on-1. Peter yells back, "No companion, just me." Meanwhile, Rocket stands with the others, smirking. Oh, he doesn't know. That is so perfect, so perfect. One of the Xantos Starblood frowns. What does Peter not know? Rocket folds his arms, grin wide. How long you got? The bell rings, instant chaos. Spider-Man launches into motion as Betty, a massive pink beast, tears into the arena floor like cod. The stadium announcer opens betting. People shout nods on whether Spidey survives or loses a limb. Peter keeps dodging, complaining about Rocket's gambling and how the whole place feels like a scam. Betty charges. Peter flips, too slow. A monster-sized punch sends him smashing into the wall. Gritting through the pain, Peter yells, "Xanto!" Then everything shifts. Beneath his skin, the black and gold suit moves. Tendrils twist like something waking up. Peter freezes, shocked. The suit, it's still alive. The crowd screams. Betty roars. And now Spider-Man realizes he's not alone in this fight anymore. The arena is roaring, but up in the stands, Rocket and the others are howling with laughter. Ha! I love deception of the self-righteous. One alien cackles, clutching his chest. Rocket's laughing too. Oh, my chest hurts. Ha! Thought it was weird he gave you the smackdown for enslaving us, but he kept wearing it. Figures. He's human. Total hypocrite. Down below, Spider-Man swinging across the arena, dodging Betty's massive swings while yelling up, "He said it was a husk!" "A husk's not alive!" Dinwicket's voice cuts in, calm and sharp. "Under the power of my restraining circuits, all cognitive functioning of the Technarch was overridden. Its body responds only to the mental commands of the user." Peter freezes mid-swing. "Husk? You mean I want it freed? Now!" Betty roars behind him. The ground shaken as Peter barely flips away in time. From the stands, the Xantos Starblood laughs again. "Oh, please. It looks outstanding on you. Adds just the right amount of bubble to the buttocks." Peter snaps, "How do I free it?" Xantos Starblood smirks. "Tell it to reboot, but be warned. The suit protects you and makes you exponentially stronger." The panels close in on Peter's mask, golden light flickering across it as the living suit twitches and hums. Inside his head, a calm, eerie voice whispers, "Are you certain now is the time?" Peter hesitates for just a second, then mutters, "Reboot," and the suit begins to change. And here it is, the moment Peter realizes he might have made a huge mistake. The reboot command kicks in instantly. His body stiffens, his limbs lock up, and before he can move, he's floating midair, perfectly rigid. Oh, that's cool. I'm T-posing. Crap! The towering monster Betty rears back, her mouth opening wide. Sham! The crowd gasps as Spider-Man vanishes straight down her throat. Up in the viewing deck, Rocket and the others stare in disbelief. Xantos Starblood shrugs. He asked for the factory reset. Rocket crosses his arms, deadpan. Not my fault he's a hysterical human. Cut to black. Inside the darkness of the rebooting chute, glowing yellow code flickers to life. Reboot. Multiple organisms detect. 1% offset. Run restore memory. Then a single golden line of light cuts through the void. 0 becomes 1. And finally, one haunting word appears. Life birth. Something just woke up inside that suit. And it's not just Peter Parker anymore. Inside a storm of golden data and fractured memories, Peter's consciousness begins to drift. Tangled with the alien mind of the suit. Data block confirmed. Early memory file undamaged. A mechanical voice echoes. I am one with the disky form of the Technoc. Peter's voice struggles through static. What's happening? My hands? Why won't they? Another voice. Calm, ancient, synthetic replies. Oh, do quiet yourself. You're not dying. You're being reborn. Images flash. Aunt May smiling. The radioactive spider biting his hand. His first costume. The spider that bit me in. Biting you was part of your birth. The voice interrupts coldly. Disgusting. Panels of light swirl around him. Memories, simulations, and faces from across galaxies. What in the Matrix is that hideous thing? A precious moment, says the voice. A birth is always a precious moment. The perspective shifts. The suit speaks like it's recalling its own trauma. Ah, we're having a memory interpolation. You try to hold it together as your structure collapses. We Technarch call this birth. Peter sees images of a machine god. Magus, towering, divine, Magus. Your father? Peter asks from a limited perspective. Then pain. Thor's hammer striking him. Get stronger, Magus says. Peter screams. No, no! The scene fractures again. Now, the alien scientist Dinwicket holds the cube that once contained the suit. Donating such a capable body to the pursuit of science is a noble end. Yes, he smirks. Memory unlocked, whispers the suit's voice. Please, don't look. Peter tries to turn away, but it's too late. He sees everything. You were alone, drifting through space for a few hundred years. No light, no choice, just silence. The voice sharpens into command. Prince of Y. Steelson, you, who would rule the machine world, suffer not my pleasure. You have lost your right to it. Flashes of battle. Magus defeated, banished. If you ever return to Earth, the voice warns Peter, you will watch all you cherish ground to memory beneath my boot. Peter gasps. Faces of May, Rocket, everyone flicker through static. This is where you kept it. Hiding your worst part. A final whisper cuts through the chaos. A voice not angry, not alien, but filled with guilt, shame. And then, everything goes white. The white void dissolves into static. Cold machinery hums. Memory packets disintegrated. Self-restored. Peter snaps awake, inside Betty's jaws. No flailing, no panic. Black and gold tendrils coil protectively around him. Floating in front of him is the suit. No longer a suit. A biomechanical figure of gold circuits and precision. Peter freezes. I'd call sharing a mind entertaining, it says. Voice split between machine and human. But your constant guilt was exhausting. Peter, speechless. It tilts its head. Also, spiders are revolting. You may call me Glitch. Peter, awkward. Sorry I wore you. Glitch's eyes flicker, almost a smirk. We will never mention it again. Tendrils tear them free from Betty's mouth. Now, Glitch says over the crowd's roar, let's return to the burden of living. And just like that, Spider-Man isn't alone anymore. The arena erupts into total chaos. Blasters fire. Aliens scatter. An explosion shake the stands. All while the crowd cheers louder. One of the aliens laughs over the gunfire. Ha! See? I told you he was too dumb to die. Another snarls. Firing back? Pfft. Sassy once you're out of a cell, huh? Amidst the pandemonium, Peter, still catching his breath, looks up at the floating golden being beside him. What happens now? Glitch turns its head, perfectly calm amid the destruction. What always happens? Unfortunate violence. Suddenly, golden tendrils shoot out from Glitch's body, wrapping around Peter's chest and limbs. You require protection. Not that I care if you're torn asunder. Will this suffice? The suit's material reforms around him, sealing Peter in a fresh, sleek version of his black and gold armor. What? Glitch's voice hums through his mind. Not as strong or functional as I am, but exposure is a deep-seated concern of yours. Peter nods weakly. Yeah, thanks. What are you gonna do? Glitch's eyes flare like suns. Communicate. In one fluid motion, Glitch launches forward, arms spreading, energy pulsing through the air, as Spider-Man crouches beside the defeated alien beast, fully resuited and ready. The two, man and machine. Skrid City erupts into chaos, blasters firing, aliens brawling, bodies flying. Spider-Man swings through the mayhem, Glitch hovering like a golden phantom. Peter mutters, "Great day at the combat pit, huh?" Ray smashes a guard and snaps, "You traded my perfect flexi suit for that knockoff. Be serious." Rocket bursts into view, guns blazing. "Last chance, Dinwicket. You owe me an armada." Dinwicket lounges in the stands, bored. "I delivered exactly what you paid for. Rats read contracts next time." Peter snatches Rocket mid-charge. "Stop. He scanned you. Move on." Rocket thrashes. "He took my deposit and gave me an arena tour. Then the arena shakes. Betty, now fused with Glitch's tech, growls through metallic jaws. She wishes to reclaim her species. She'll start by eating everyone." Dinwicket waves casually. "Yes, there are more of her. Try not to die public." Peter steps between them. "Fed up. Fantastic. Add me to the negotiation, Goldie." The crowd roars. This isn't just a fight anymore. It's egos, scams, and survival in the dumbest intergalactic mess imaginable. Later, the chaos of the arena fades, replaced by the quiet hum of a starship lab. Peter's hunched over a workbench, goggles on, tinkering with alien tech. A voice cuts through the calm, smooth, deep, and far too casual. "Are you planning to fuel those weapons with the power of benevolence?" Peter doesn't even look up. It was the right thing to do. Not to mention, I've got a complicated history with alien suits. Across the room, Dinwicket examines a glowing data pad, his massive form filling the space. "The Technoc was a willing participant in my experiment." Peter replies quietly, "I know. I saw his memories." Dinwicket grins. "You still feel that freedom is better than despair?" Peter hesitates, glancing toward the viewport, where Glitch floats in orbit, a golden silhouette against the stars. "He hasn't asked to go back to the way it was," Peter murmurs. Dinwicket folds his arms. "Yet, the universe is a big place, my boy. Not everyone subscribes to human definitions of morality." Peter exhales and quickly changes the subject. Changing topics. "How's our project coming along?" Dinwicket nods, all business again, slowly. "Your biology is elusive, but together, I am certain we can achieve the goal." Ahem. Both turn, and there's Rocket, stomping in, face scrunched in disgust. "Normally, when I clear my throat, that's just me pretend that I walked in on something awkward." He points accusingly at Peter, "But this time, it's got vomit in it, because you're science snuggling with him." Peter just sighs. Looks like things are back to their usual brand of cosmic chaos. Rocket's done, fuming, pacing down the ship's corridor, tail bristling with frustration. "I was gonna tell you that your ex-underpants has a lock on an operable Stargate," he growls, glaring back at Peter. "But you just keep snogging the psychopath who kidnapped us and riding me for drinking with undesirables." Peter runs after him, desperate. "Rocket, wait! It's not that simple. Rocket throws a depaw. "Never is with you people." Peter pleads, "Rocket, please just..." But Rocket cuts him off, walking away. "Nah. I'm gonna go break some stuff instead, Peter." Whoop! The door slams behind him, leaving Peter standing there exhausted. He barely has a second to breathe before Ray steps into the court, blocking his path. Hi," Peter manages. She doesn't waste a sec. Grabs him by the collar, pins him to the wall. "I want to ask you a question," Peter gulps. "All right, yeah. I mean, I was in the middle of something." But her eyes narrow. "You gave up strength for the freedom of another life form. Why?" Peter stares back at her, calm but tired. "It was the right thing to do." Then, soft, "Wouldn't you have done the same?" For a moment, everything's quiet. The ship hums. The stars beyond the window stretch endlessly. And Peter Parker, once again, is just a human in a galaxy full of impossible choices. And before Peter can even answer, Ray suddenly leans in and kisses him. It's quick, unexpected, but full of emotion. Shock flickers across Peter's face. His hands frozen midair. I'm sorry. She stammers, pulling back slightly. "It's all right. No, I did not have permission. Peter's voice comes out soft, gentle. "You have permission, if you..." The two stand there for a moment. The chaos of space, the wars, the monsters, all just fade away. In the next panel, Peter's inner monologue breaks through. "I'm light years from home with a crew of alien strangers, playing pew-pew, guns, against intergalactic bad guys." He sighs, totally normal. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the ship, Glitch stares out the viewport, glowing faintly in the dark. "I'm not hiding. I'm just on vacation." Then a pause. Honest. And as the ship drifts through the silent stars, one human, one alien, and one living machine all find themselves questioning what home really means. And that wraps up this insane chapter of Spider-Man's cosmic saga. Our boy Peter Parker just freed a sentient alien suit, gained a new ally, or maybe a new problem, and might have accidentally started an intergalactic situationship. But with Glitch now roaming free and the galaxy watching his every move, you already know things are about to spiral way beyond Earth. So what do you think? Is Glitch Spider-Man's greatest upgrade, or his next night? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the story, and make sure to subscribe, because the next issue's gonna get dark. Until then, this is Quantum Comic, signing off. Stay heroic, stay curious, and keep your wedge untangled.